I hope my screen is visible. Are we good to proceed? Yes, no? Okay. Okay, let's do a small recap since I was not available yesterday. So the static methods, okay, we were discussing about static methods and this topic has been completed. So it is very simple to understand about the static methods. Okay, it says when you use a static keyword for a method to place a set of instruction that is going to perform a particular task, it is called as a static method. Usually static methods, they don't get recognized automatically, so they will get recognized and executed the moment you access that method. So unlike static variables, they usually get recognized automatically, so you do not have to do anything. The moment you place static variables, they get recognized and executed. But static methods are very different from static variables. Why it is very different? Because you need to access static methods for the execution, but static variables, they get recognized and executed automatically behind the scenes. Okay, so this is the syntax for the ordinary method, normal Java method. The moment you place static keyword, it becomes what? It becomes static method. Okay, and here there is further explanation about static method. It says, please be informed that static methods can either be accessed by object reference. You can use object reference to access static methods, or you can use class name directly. I mean, by using class name along with the static method, you get access to the static method, or static methods will get executed. This is the syntax. Use the class name followed by the method name, or create an object, use a reference variable to get access to the specific static method, right? And after that, we have seen some problems, few problems on top of static methods. These are the examples. See, no, object is created with the object reference. Okay, we were able to call static methods. So in this line, with the class name, we were able to call static method, and we were also able to call static method directly. However, it is not recommended. There are three approaches to call what? Static methods. What are they? By using object reference, first approach. By using the class name, second approach. By placing the name of the method itself. By placing what? By placing the name of the method itself. Right? And please be informed that static method can be called inside instance method, but instance method cannot be called directly from the static method. Object creation is mandatory to call instance method. So these are the few things that we have discussed when we are trying to access static method by using object reference, which is okay. For example, look at this. Okay, so you are placing a null value for the object reference. So you get null pointer exception when you try to access non-static method, okay, for which the reference variable is holding the null value. But if you do the same thing with static methods, you don't get any exception. Okay, and this is another test. Okay, this is another test case. We can use this keyword in the, can we use this keyword in the static methods? No, this keyword is not allowed inside the static methods. And when you do so, you will get the following error. This is the error that we get. Okay, lot of test cases we have seen in the previous classes. Okay, now let me introduce the new topic, and also we have discussed about the difference between the instance variables versus static variables. Right. So let us jump into the next topic, which are what? Static blocks. Okay, are we good to go? Yes, type yes in the chat box, everyone. Everyone type yes in the chat box. Everyone. Venkatesh, Krishna Prasad. Yeah, good. Okay. So static blocks. Please focus this. This is very, very important because you need a lot of attention to understand this. Okay. Lot of focusing is required to understand the static blocks. Okay. Before understanding the static blocks, okay, the first point says, okay, let me add the first point. The first point and the very, very important point. Static blocks. Static block is a block with a set of instructions which are recognized and executed at the time of loading the dot class file to the JVM. Syntax. How does the syntax looks like? Just take a block. Okay, this is an ordinary block. This is called as instance blocks. So when you have a block without any name, inside the block, if you place any number of instructions, okay, typically this block is called as an instance block. Okay, the moment you use the static keyword, the moment you place the static keyword, okay, then this block becomes what? Static block. Okay, you need to find, okay, if there is any block, you have to find if there is any static keyword. If the static keyword persists, then it is called a static block. If it does not have any static keyword, it is called as what? Instance block. Or you can call it like non-static block. Non-static blocks. Okay, first point. Okay, look at this point. Static block is a block with a set of instructions which are recognized and executed at the time of loading the dot class file to the memory. Let us keep this sentence aside. Okay, let me introduce another sentence, another theory. Okay, static blocks are the class level blocks. It means you can place it inside a class or within a class, but outside the method, or and outside the method, Okay, so let me write a small code to understand especially this line. To understand this line better, let me write a small piece of Java code. Okay, so the small piece of Java code does look like let me remove this. Okay, let me remove this as well. Okay, now I am placing a static block here. Okay, I am placing a static block here. So the moment you find the static keyword followed by the opening and the closing parenthesis, which is called as a block, it is called a static block. Inside the static block, I am placing a simple instruction to understand its execution flow. System.out.println. Okay, to understand this execution flow, okay, I am creating this as static block. Okay, now focus here. Okay, let me take another instruction inside the static block. So this is called as, another instruction inside the main method, and inside the main method I am taking one more instruction that says, that is going to print something like main method. Okay. Now if I execute this program, can you guess the output, guys? What exactly happens inside? Can you guess the output? Okay, meanwhile you guess the output, let me open the command prompt. I will change the directory. Okay, any guesses, guys? Any guesses? Static block main method. Do you agree with Chaitanya? Everyone? Do you agree with Chaitanya? Okay, everyone are giving their good answers. Answers are good. Okay. Do you agree with Chaitanya? Everyone? Good, Krishna Prasad. Okay, let me clear this folder. Okay, let us understand what is happening exactly inside. Yeah, good. Let us understand. Thank you for your answers. Okay, so let me execute this. So to execute this, I need to do the compilation. For compilation, Java C space hyphen d space dot space. Okay, I need to save it, right? File save as a dot java. Okay, now after saving a dot java, compilation successful. For the execution, java space package name dot class name static block main method. Okay, so now I will show you what exactly behind the scenes happening. I mean, what are the things that is happening behind the scenes. Okay, so we know this already, what are happening behind the scenes. Before even proceeding this, now you tell me if you are capable to tell me, especially this code. Okay, I'm making little changes, I'm making little modification, I'm adding another class. Okay, this time the name of the class is b. Inside the class b, I am adding a static block inside. Okay, now for the exact differentiation, so I am taking a message like b static here, and let us rechange this message like a static here. Okay, now if I run this, if I execute this, what is output now? If I execute this code, think and tell me. Think and tell me what is output now if I execute this particular code. Okay, only one additional class has been added. This time the additional class is class b. Previously it was not there. I have just added this. I have placed another class here, and inside this another class I have placed another static block. Now what is the output if I execute this? Do you think the output is going to be same, or is it a different output? Same output or different output? A static main method. Do you agree with Chaitanya? B static, A static main method, A static main method. Okay, let us understand this, guys. Okay, so I'm saving this code. The code has been saved successfully. So I think the answer is going to be same, A static and the main method. So B static is not involved there. You don't get output because this B class has to be loaded inside the gem. I will tell you what is happening exactly behind the scenes. Okay, let me take this problem statement. Let me go to the paint screen. Okay, now focus here. So this is our code. Okay, this is class B, so I am marking it as red just for the differentiation. I am marking it as red. Okay, usually every time we need to analyze in such a way that, okay, we need to analyze it like a beginner's level. Okay, so this is our code. This is the developer's code. Okay, it has been saved with what? A.java. The name of the file is A.java. After this, the compiler will come into the picture. Okay, this is the compiler. Okay, what is the job of the compiler? To do the compilation, to check for any errors. Okay, so while compiling it, compiler will not compile directly. We need to do what? We need to specify which file needs to be compiled. So A.java needs to be compiled. A.java file needs to be compiled. When I say A.java file, it includes all the information. It includes what? It includes all the lines. It includes class B also. Because file name is A.java. It doesn't mean that only A.class file is getting loaded. File name is A.java. Means all the lines of the codes are included in A.java file. Right? So after the compilation, okay, this compiler is going to generate the .class files. How many .class files will be generated? 2 .class files will be generated. Yes or no? Why 2 .class files? There are two classes. One is A.class file. Second one is B.class file. Okay, A.class file and B.class files. Okay, for the compilation we have given a command, like in the command prompt the command is like java c space -d space dot space A.java. Because of this command, it has taken A.java file and it has converted It has delivered two dot class files has been delivered. Okay, now JVM will come into the picture. Okay, JVM is coming to the picture. Just assume that this is the JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Okay, for the execution, we need a command, right? What command we have just given here? Go back. The command is like Java C space abc.a, which means we are specifically loading only one class here. One dot class file is specifically loaded. Which dot class file we are loading it here specifically? A dot class file. Because we have specified here. Which file? abc.a, which means a dot class file needs to be loaded. Why a dot class file? Because main method is placed in a dot class file, right? In class A. Main method is placed in class A. Yes or no? So a dot class file. Okay, for that, what is the command that I have given? Java space abc.a. Because of this command, what is happening? This a dot class file is loaded into the JVM. At the time of loading the dot class file, the respective dot class file static context will be executed. What is the static context in the respective dot class file? Only one static context is there, a static, right? So in the output, you see what? A static. Okay. After this, the main thread will be created. Main thread will execute all the instructions that is placed inside the main method. Right? How many instructions are there in the main method? Okay, only one instruction, main method itself. Okay, main method will be printed. Okay. Even though we are loading, even though we have n number of classes, okay, the class that is getting loaded inside the JVM, that particular class static context or static block will be recognized and executed at the time of loading. Making sense? Now see, I will make a small change here. Let me remove all this. Okay. Let us go back. Okay, let us keep it here. Now what I am doing is, so this is our code. Instead of giving it like main method, now in the runtime, what I am doing, I am trying to do p obj equal to ub. Okay, so I have two classes. I have what? I have two classes. Okay, I have class A. Inside the class A, I have a main method, and again inside the main method, I have what? I am creating an object for class B. I am creating an object for class B. Okay, now can you guess the output now? We are actually getting into the topic. You will see a lot of things interesting. Now can you guess the output? I hope you got my question. Can you guess the output, guys? B static, A static. What about others? Do you agree with Jyoti? B static, A static. B static, A static. Okay, let us run this. Let's see the output. Okay. Java C space. Output is A static, B static. But you have tried. I know. Very much appreciated. You have tried something from your side. Okay. Output is A static, B static. The order is missing. Okay. Why it is happening like this? See, no. Okay, let us take this code, let us understand it from the beginning. Okay, this understanding is required, okay, or else we will find it very difficult to understand the future topics. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, this is our new code, isn't it? Okay, this is our code. Okay, so no changes here. No changes, only there is class B. I'm just doing it for the better observation. Okay, I'm separating class A and class B. Okay, we have class A. Okay, so this is, we already know. Okay, a.java and a.java, the compiler is going to do compilation. So after compilation, a.class file and b.class file will be generated. Now you tell me, while execution, which command we are going to use? Firstly, while execution, we will be using Java space abc.a. A is the class that we are going to use. Why? Because main method is placed in class A. Main method is available where? Inside the class A. So this is the main method that is inside the class A. Okay, but because of this command, a dot class file has to get loaded inside the JVM. Yes or no? Because of this command, a dot class file has to get loaded inside the JVM. Right? A dot class file has to get loaded inside the JVM because of this command. Okay. So what is the static context in a class? Only one static context is there. What is it? Only one static block is there. Okay. A static has to get displayed in the console, right? Yes or no? In the console, the output has to be a static. Okay. Next, what is happening? The main thread will get created, right? Main thread is going to get created as usual. Main thread is going to execute all the instructions that is available in the main method. Okay. What is the first instruction? Object creation. Right? Object creation is the first instruction. On what class the object is being created? On the class B. So we required the class B. We are creating object for class B. Okay. In the runtime, B dot class file has to get loaded. Firstly, it has to get loaded inside the JVM. Okay. Now B dot class file will be loaded inside the JVM. Okay. While loading it, while this class is being loaded inside the JVM, the static context of the B class will get executed. Static context of the B class will get executed. Okay, what is the static context? B static will get executed. Okay, then because of this new keyword, object creation will happen. Okay, after this, this object will be addressed with what? Addressed with the name obj. Making sense? Why A static, B static? Making sense? Everyone, are you getting this now? Okay, so having said this, now this question is very important. Okay, just try to focus this line. Static block is a block with a set of instructions which are recognized and executed at the time of loading the dot class file to the JVM. At the time of loading the dot class file to what? To the JVM. Okay. Having said this, okay, I have created object for B class. I am creating another object. This time the reference variable of this object is obj equal to new B. Let us take it as obj1. Let us take it as obj2. Now answer me, what could be the possible output? What answer can we anticipate in the console? I mean, what kind of information that we see in the console because of this additional change, because of this additional instruction, or because of this additional object creation? You got my question? Got my question? A static, B static, A static, B static. Do you agree with Chaitanya? Everyone? Want answers from everyone? This is very important question. If you are capable to answer this question, definitely it is like you can answer any type of static questions. Okay, Darshini is agreeing Chaitanya. What about others? Okay, Shashwant is asking to, okay, let me keep the code here. Let me copy this code and paste it to your Teams. Okay. Come on, guys, come on. What about Jyoti? Yes, A static, B static. Okay. Okay, let me run this. But you got it wrong. If I run this, The answer is A static, B static only. The answer is, let me run this once again. The answer is A static and B static only. Why, sir? Why A static, B static? We have created object once again. Okay, just go back and see. Static block is the set of instructions which are recognized and executed at the time of loading the .class file to the JVM. The takeaway here is this .class file, once it is loaded, that's it. It will remain there. Once it is loaded, B.class or A.class, it will be loaded only once. It will be loaded where? It will be loaded only once. It is not like if you are creating object for the second time, it is not like again it is going to get loaded. Not like that. Okay, now focus here. Same example, now focus here. Okay, every time just try to repeat these things after me. Static blocks are recognized and executed at the time of loading what? .class file to the memory or .class file to the JVM. .class file to what? To the JVM. So this is our code. Right? So we know this compilation, execution. Every time we do not have to do this, but I am doing this for you. Okay, compilation. Okay, compilation is going to expect the .class file to be loaded inside the compiler. To load this, so the command is, the typical command is what? Java C space -d space dot space a dot java. Because of this command, okay, a.java is going to get loaded. Just because of this command, what? This particular file is getting loaded inside the compiler, and compiler will do its stuff. What kind of stuff it is going to do? It will check, it will do the compilation, it will check for syntactical errors. After that, it will generate .class files. How many .class files will be generated? 2 .class files will be generated. Why 2 .class files? Because those many files are there in the program. B.class file, A.class file. Okay, now the JVM is coming in the picture. This is the JVM. Okay, Java JVM, Java virtual machine. Okay, now you see, okay, we know to execute the code we need to load the .class file which has main method. If that is the case, this is the main class, right? This class is the main class. Okay, so we need to load what? We need to load the .class file which has main method. The command is java c space abc.a. Okay, because of this command, a.class file will be loaded. A.class file will be loaded inside the JVM. Now point to be noted here. .class files will be loaded only once. Okay, what is it? Please be informed that the .class files will be loaded only once. As it is loaded successfully, that's it. While at the time of loading the .class file, the static content will be recognized and executed, right? So this A static will be displayed in the console, right? In the console, A static will be displayed. Okay. After this, the main thread is going to get created to get access to the to execute all the instructions that is placed inside the main method. So this is the main thread. Okay. So what is the first instruction that we have? Okay. First instruction is object creation. Okay. To do the object creation for B, okay, JVM will expect B.class file firstly, because when this B.class file is loaded, okay, so this class .class file needs to be loaded inside the JVM so that the object creation will happen, because these are the execution things. Okay, JVM is going to execute the logic. Okay, to execute the logic, it is going to depend upon the particular class file, right? Without, if it does not see B.class file here, it will throw an error like class B is not found. Okay, in the runtime, B.class file is getting loaded, because we have mentioned the object creation for class B. Okay, so this will be loaded first. At the time of loading, static context will be recognized. Static block will be recognized. There is a static block here, B static. Okay, B static will get displayed in the console. Okay, at the time of loading it is displayed. Then what is happening? Object creation. Object creation for what? For obj1. One object is created. Right? After this, the control will be transferred to the next line. Next line, again we are creating an object B. Again we are creating the object for B class. Already B class is inside, right? It is already loaded. Already loaded, it is already there. Will not load again in the runtime. Already there. If it is already there, object only will be created at the because only at the time of loading static content will be recognized. Time of loading, it is when it is already loaded, it is not required to recognize the static content over and over again. Okay, that's why the object only will get created this time. This time it is going to be what? Object to obj2. What is the takeaway here? Okay, dot class files will be loaded only once. The moment it is loading, the respective class dot class static blocks will be recognized and executed. If you try to use the create object creation to object creation, okay, the dot class files are already in the JVM. Okay, it is not like again it is going to recognize the execute static. Only once it will recognize. Why only once? Because only one time we can load the dot class file. It is already there. Why we need to load it again? That's why the output is still A static and B static. That's why the output is still what? A static and B static. Making sense, everyone? Very, very important question. Everyone? Got it? Who has answered it? Wrong. Okay, even if I do this, don't you think so? Even if I try to do the object creation, B obj3 equal to new B, the output is going to be same. Yes or no? A static and B static. Don't you think so? Do we get any other different answers now? Same, right? Because dot class file will be the B dot class file. The B dot class file is loaded here. Here the B dot class file will get loaded. Okay, once it is loaded, done. So at the time of loading it here, the static block will get recognized and executed, right? Static block will be what? Will be recognized and executed. The moment it is recognized and executed, okay, here it won't be loaded again, right? So no static content will be recognized here or recognized here. It is done here. Making sense? Okay, you are getting this now. Huh? Okay. Now see. Now we will see. Okay, let me go back to the theory. Okay. Okay. Please be informed that the dot class files are loaded only once and at any point of time the static blocks are recognized and executed only once. Do you agree with this statement? Right? Next thing is, let me do this. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, so we need to understand about the variables with respect to static blocks. Okay, so I have a class B here. Okay, so now I have a variable like static variable. Okay, let me remove this to avoid the confusion. So I have only one class. Inside this class I have a static block. Okay, inside this class I have a static block, and I have what? I have two variables. Now tell me which is an instance variable among these two, which is A or B? What type of variable is A? Tell me, come on fast. What type of variable is A? Instance. What type of variable is B? Static. Good. A is instance. Why instance? No static. Your instance is static. Okay. Inside the static block, system dot out dot println, okay, the moment I try to access A, okay, the moment I try to access A, what? I will not be able to access the non-static variables inside the static block. I will get an error. Let me run this code. See, non-static variables cannot be referenced from a static. Why this is happening? Okay, theoretically, if you understand this, why this kind of error we are getting is very simple, guys. See, inside this, we are trying to access the non-static variable. Firstly, what is happening the moment we try to do the compilation execution? Firstly, static content, this is recognized first. This is getting recognized first. Okay, when the instance variables are getting recognized, usually before creating the, before calling the constructor. We have studied this already. Before calling the constructor, this will get recognized. So if you talk about the life cycle, this is okay. This is coming in the first level. I can say that if you talk about this cycle, birth cycle, okay, static blocks are younger. Okay, static variables are younger. Okay, they both get recognized at the same time. But static variables are older. They get recognized after the static context. Okay, so I'm calling the non-static variable which is not yet born, which is not yet recognized. That's why we are getting this error. Okay, if you talk about the life cycle of the static variables and non-static variables, the static variables are always recognized first. After this, after the static variables, static blocks recognitions, then non-static blocks and variables will be recognized. Okay, we are calling something that is not even exist. We are calling something that is not even exist from the JVM level. That's why we are getting this error. We don't get error when I call this. When I call the variable B, we don't get any error. Why? Because both are static. Both are born at the same time. Both are getting recognized at the same time because static variables and static blocks. If you run this, no issues. And this I don't face any issues. 200 because static, this is static variable. I'm trying to access static variable inside the static block because both are getting recognized at the same time. Okay, once after recognize static variable, then static variable, non-static variables comes into picture. Okay, so when I do A, when I try to access A, I am trying to access something that is not even exist. Okay, let us understand this in the programmatic level. Okay, so this is our program, guys. Focus here. This is what? Okay, I'm trying to access now. Okay, same thing. Start from the beginning. This is our our class. It has to be saved with what? A.java. Okay, compiler will come into the picture. Okay, to do the compilation, what is the typical command? Java C space -d space dot space a.java. The moment you give this command, okay, this a.java will be loaded inside the compiler. Okay, compiler will do its stuff. It will try to do what? It will try to check for errors. If it is error free, the .class file will be generated. A.class file will be generated. Only one class is there. That's why A.class file will be generated. Okay. JVM is coming to the picture. JVM is coming to the picture. Okay, to execute the programmer's code, we need to load the .class file, right? So for the command java space abc package name dot class name. Because of this command, the moment you give this command, a.class file will be loaded. Okay, at the time of loading, what happens? At the time of loading, okay, let us do this. Okay, at the time of loading, it is not yet completed. At the time of loading, static block will be recognized. What happens? Static block will be recognized at the time of loading. Okay, we have one static block here. Static blocks as well as static variables, both. We have seen this. Previously, first topic was static variable. Both will get recognized at the same time. Okay. Inside the memory level, okay, inside the method area, there will be a method area in the JVM. You know this already. If you have revised this, you will inside the method area, a memory will get allocated for the static variable b equal to 200. Okay, and what happens? Static block will be at the same time memory is getting created. This is method area, because for the static variables memory will be allocated in the method area. Next thing, what static block will be recognized. Okay, static block is being recognized. So inside the static block, we are trying to access a. We are trying to access what? A. Okay, we are trying to access a, but a has not yet born. A is not yet visible in the JVM, because this a variable is an instance variable. Okay, they get recognized only after executing the particular class constructor. It is not yet born from the JVM level. It is not yet born. Okay, that's why the moment you access instance variable inside the static context or inside the static block, you are getting an error. What? Non-static variable a cannot be referenced from the static context. Why? Because it is not yet born. During the birth cycle of the JVM, static content will be born first. After that, non-static content will be. Okay, at the time of boarding, the a itself is not yet visible inside where? Inside the memory level or the JVM level. That's why you are getting this error. Okay, the moment you access B, no issues, because B is already there. But the moment you access A, there is an issue. Why issue? Okay, it is not yet available. Why issue? It is not yet available. A is not found. Okay. A is not yet born. Making sense, everyone? Why we are not able to access the non-static variables in the static variable? Everyone respond. Darshini, right? That is the reason why, okay, static blocks will allow only static variables inside. You cannot also use this keyword. You cannot also use what? This keyword cannot also mean, you cannot also use this keyword, because this keyword is part of this dot. Yeah, you cannot use this, because this is also like both are same. This is to do the reference of the non-static variables. You also cannot use this keyword, right? So how is it possible for me to, like, access the non-static variables? For that, you need to do the object creation. You do the object creation. Okay, the moment you do the object creation, okay, I can do this. obj.a. This is possible. What I am doing here, I am creating an object. Why this is possible? If anyone observed why object creation is always possible for for getting access to the non-static variables? Now you see what is happening. Okay, I am this because of this line. I am adding this line to our previous program. Okay, or shall we do it from the beginning? Okay, we'll do it from the beginning. People who have missed my classes, they will get to know why we are able to access the non-static variables inside the static blocks with the help of object creation. Now see what is happening to the cycle, birth cycle. Now you see what is happening to the birth cycle. Everyone focus here. The same thing, same program, no changes. Okay. So this is the static context, right? So this is the static context. Okay, now you focus here. Here I am accessing non-static variable. obj is a non-static variable with the help of object creation. Okay, so static context will be recognized at the executor at the time of loading the dot class file. So at the time of loading the a dot class file to the JVM, a dot class file is getting loaded to the JVM. At the time of loading, static blocks will be written. Static blocks as well as static variables. Okay, what is the variable we have? B equal to 200. Okay, this B equal to 200 will be placed inside the method area. This is called as method area. This is one of the memory areas. We will discuss about this in the future. Method area. We call it as method area. Okay, then static block will be recognized. Inside the static block, so first line itself says object is being created. Now object is getting created. This object is going to store what? This object is going to store the instance variables a equal to 100. Okay, now we are giving birth to the instance variables. Okay, then this is being referred as obj. Okay, now instance variable is born. After this, the next statement is we are accessing that instance variable with the object reference. Now it is visible. That's why with the help of object creation, it is always possible. Making sense, everyone? You repeat this video, you will get this. Yes, no? Visibility is there. I want answers from everyone. That's why object, in the static blocks, you can access non-static variables with the object creation, because with the object creation, you are keeping the variable, non-static variable visible. It will be recognized. Okay. So the conclusion is, this is possible. Okay. This is not possible. Without object reference, it is not possible. This is not possible. Okay. This is not possible. You cannot use this keyword. Not possible. And this is possible because it is a static variable. These are the possibilities and not possibilities. We are talking with respect to the static blocks. Okay, just do your revision, you will get this. Very, very important from the interview perspective. Okay, I am keeping this in the notes. The next point is, now you see, we will see the complete understanding about static as well as non-static. I will include both static as well as non-static. Try to answer this. Okay. System dot out dot println. Okay, so this is what? This is non-static block. NB, non-static block, or NSB, I can say. NSB. Okay, now this is static block. Why static block? I am placing the static keyword. Okay, so I am doing a obj equal to new a. A obj2 equal to new a. I am creating two objects and I am also placing one constructor. Constructor block. Look at this code, guys. Okay, I have a class. Let me describe about this code. I have a class. Inside the class, I have one non-static block. I have one static block. Okay, I have one constructor. I have placed one constructor. Okay, I am creating objects for 2 times. Why 2 times? So 2 new keywords are used. Okay, if I run this, if I execute this, what is the output that you think? What will be displayed in the console? Answer me. I am combining static as well as non-static, both the things. Yeah, try to answer this, guys. With this, we can conclude about static blocks. Come on, come on. What you guys are typing? You want me to answer? You want me to run the code? Good, Chaitanya. Static block, non-static block, constructor block, static block, constructor. What about others? Do you agree with Chaitanya? Good, Chaitanya, for your try. I appreciate you. Everyone answers. Sweta, Jyoti, yes. Parimi, Shashwant, Samyukta, Venkatesh, Prasad. Do you agree with Chaitanya, Darshini? SB, NSB, CB, SB, NSB, CB. Good, good, good. Samyukta, you are correct, Samyukta. Good, good. Samyukta is right. Okay, let me run this. Everyone, thank you for your answers. Everyone are good. Prasad, good, but you have missed something. Okay, if I run this code, SB, NSB, CB, NSB, CB. Who has these answers? SB, NSB, CB, NSB, CB. Who has answers? SB, NSB, CB, NSB. Samyukta, you are correct, Samyukta. A big round of applause to you. Everyone are good? Okay, Chaitanya, you are also good, but you are close to the answer. Yeah, Chaitanya is also correct. SB, NSB, CB, SB, SB, NSB. Krishna Prasad missing. Chaitanya, good Chaitanya. Okay, this is the answer. Let's understand why is this. Okay. We don't get SB, Darshini. We will try to trace this answer. Okay, we will get this shortly. Focus here, everyone who haven't answered yet, who have given wrong answers. There is no wrong answer. Okay, it's just an attempt. Okay, I'm happy that you are attempting to answer. We make mistakes. Let me take a new. If you get locked out of the meeting, try to rejoin, guys. Okay. Okay, this is our code. Okay, compiler will come at the picture. Compiler is going to do what? It is going to generate the dot class files. How many dot class file will be generated? Only one dot class file will be generated. Okay, then JVM will come into the picture. Okay, so because of our command, specific command, okay, a dot class file will be loaded inside the JVM. At the time of loading the dot class file, static block will be recognized and executed. Not only static block, static context. Okay, so this is a static context, the class A. So SB will be displayed in the console first. SB will be displayed in the console. Okay. Secondly, the main thread will get created. Main thread will get access to what? It will get access to the main method, right? Okay, main thread will get access to the main method. The static context will be loaded only once. I mean, dot class file will be loaded only once. That's why one time SB will be executed. Okay, then the control comes here. Object creation is happening before executing the constructor. So this is the A constructor. Before executing this constructor, instance block will be, non-static block or instance block will get executed. Okay, this is the non-static or instance block. So NSB will be displayed in the console. Okay, then constructor will be displayed. Constructor will be executed. CB. This part is done. Okay. Again, the control will come here. Okay, non-static block will be executed. NSB will be displayed in the console. Okay, again constructor will get executed. Constructor. That's it. That's it. Making sense? Static block will always recognize executed only once. That's the takeaway. But non-static blocks are not like that. Every time you call constructor, non-static block will be executed before that. Okay, it is direct relation. This non-static block and the constructor, they have direct relation. What is the direct relation that they have between each other? The moment you execute constructor, before that, if you see any non-static block, execute that first, then execute the constructor. Okay, this will be executed first. Okay, non-static block will be recognized and executed first, then execute the constructor. Okay, then execute what? Then execute the constructor. Every time a constructor is executed, before that it will look for non-static block. If it is available, execute that first, then execute the constructor. So it is happening for 2 times. Making sense, everyone? I think you're able to get this. Yeah, this is how the interview questions can be there. Okay, it will be a kind of a trapping questions. Okay, by this I can conclude that the concept of static blocks are over. Okay, tomorrow we will see the static import. Tomorrow we'll see what? Static import in Java. Don't worry about the notes. I will draft the exact notes and I will place it in the YouTube video. You can find my notes in the description. Any doubts for me? Any questions for me? Everyone? Is it clear? Okay. Okay guys, then we are good to close.